Hi, I'm that Honorary Amber. I'm from Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, and I recently joined the Inspire Youth Journal team. Just to introduce myself a little bit, I'm currently a 7th grader at Nghia High School for the Gifted, and aside from journaling or writing articles, I do have a lot of other activities that I really enjoy doing in my free time, such as debating, baking, or doing art. I feel that it is truly a huge honor to join such a wholesome and interactive community like the Inspire Youth Journal team with so many like minded, talented, and supportive members from all across the world, ranging from editors to journalists or writers themselves. The Inspire Youth Journal team has given me an amazing opportunity to grow as a writer and to explore my own core values, as well as to inspire others to join and start their own writing journey. This is something that I'm really grateful for and something that I find is truly precious to me personally, and so I'll definitely be treasuring this a lot for the time being. If I were to rewind back in time and talk to my younger self, I would say that she would be genuinely pretty shocked and surprised to see how I've become, who I've become now, because I'm really invested and immersed in writing now, I'd say, which is something really conflicting to what I did as a younger girl, because I feel that I was always really caught up in schoolwork when I was younger, leaving me with barely any time or energy to explore my passion. And in retrospect, this is something I'm actually kind of regretful about. So the Inspire Youth Journal team has given me an amazing and one in a lifetime opportunity to explore and really examine and discover my true calling, which I would say might be writing or journalism. I feel that every person has their own way of experiencing, approaching, or writing an article themselves, because each person has their distinct, unique, and special style and language that they use when writing, which is something really important when writing an article, of course, because readers usually look for that special, unique, individual touch that every writer has. For me personally, I like to use complex and interesting language to convey simple and straightforward ideas or messages, because this is generally the combo that I really enjoy implementing when writing. It's just really stimulating and fun to do so. But for other writers, it may vary from person to person, and that's something really unique to every person, which I really respect and honor. And aside from technique and skill, I feel that the ability to choose a suitable topic for each writer is something also really crucial, because that essentially lays the base or foundation for writing the entire article, obviously. So I usually like to choose a topic. I usually like to choose a topic that has two contrasting sides of a story. I feel that being able to impact my writers with a conflicting story or with conflicting and clashing opinions is something really interesting and fascinating to me, because my first article was actually based on a topic that I came across ages before I started writing. The idea I found was in a reading passage, and the way that the author of that reading passage essentially turned a really commonly acknowledged topic or concept, turn that around so that the reader could immerse themselves and comprehend the other side of the story, is something that I find is really skillful and really awe-inspiring. So that's kind of what inspired me to explore that topic with more depth in my first article ever. And so I feel that with that skill, of choosing a topic, even though it might be a little bit difficult at first to eliminate topics that you might feel you want to do, but may not be entirely enthusiastic to proceed with to write. I think that the ability to just go along with that process is something simple yet also really complicated, and that's why I feel that each writer definitely needs to be honored for doing so, because I feel that a piece of writing or an article to readers might be something just to read about, just On a surface level, they might think that it's just a piece of literature or academic writing, and not really that much of a big deal. But for writers, it feels like giving a part of their own soul. So they put a lot of effort and time and their passion into doing so, and I feel that this is something that I've always really looked up to and felt that was, and it was just an aspect about writing that I was always really interested and fascinated and inspired to like continue on the sort of legacy of writers, I would say, if you get what I mean. um, I feel that the entire writing process is an art itself, even if people don't realize it. I feel that every writer should be honored and acknowledged for their hard work, for their passion, and just be acknowledged and recognized, like in general, not only by readers but also by their collaborators and people that they work alongside. So I feel that my personal experience with the Inspire Youth Journal team has been something that honestly I've only started off like really recently, but I could already tell that this is going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride, but it's going to be something that I'm not going to regret looking back on it. So I guess that this is essentially the end. And thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you next time.